Most defining yourself in adulthood is just coming back to what you were as a child. Please remember that. Like, it doesn't have to be your career. Not everything you do has to be related to your career. And holding this microphone isn't really as... Sorry. But holding this microphone isn't as uncomfortable and as awkward as I thought it would be. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice because I kind of know what I'm going to do with at least one of my hands. I should probably hold it more steady because I don't even know if it works. I really don't know if it works. But we'll see. We'll see. This is an experiment. You know, like, why don't we try out the things that we want to try out? That's the whole point of this video. Why don't we try out the things that we want to try out? Like, genuinely and really, like, from our heart. Because when we were kids, we would try, I feel like at least I would, like, I've been blessed and privileged enough to be able to express my creativity to some extent. But yeah, that's the thing, because as we grow older, I feel like we just stop doing things that we want to do. We get caught up in seeking approval. We get caught up in just wanting to, yes, as stupid and as cheesy as that sounds, we want to fit in. We want to, you know, and it's not only in like a childish way, in like a, not like childish, but when you're like a little teenager and when you're like, those are my friends, I want to be like my friends and stuff like that. Like, not that type of like fitting in, but the type of fitting in where you would do something that it's kind of like, you're like in a small town. You live in a small town and you want to speak in your second language on a microphone that you ordered specifically for that. And post that on the internet for people to watch. So that does kind of sound like something that your neighbors would look at and be like, she's kind of like weirder than we thought, you know? But that has always been within me. I've always wanted to do this. I have been filming so much since I was like 6. I literally, when I was 7 years old, man, like when I was 7, I would film with my little Nokia phone, purple little Nokia. I would like go around and like film my family, and I would be like, hi, to the camera, you know? And I wasn't ashamed to do that because I haven't been taught at that point. I haven't learned at that point that it might be weird, that it might be something weird. Like, I just did it out of like pure joy and curiosity. So why don't I do that now? Why do I feel like it's so crazy to express myself now? Why? Literally. It's so... But it's good. You gotta do some like exposure therapy in a way, or practice. Just do the things. And you gotta do some inner work. As crazy as that sounds again. But you gotta do some inner work. And also practice it. So that's good. I'm really enjoying this right now. I feel like my 8-year-old self. I do. Like, not that I feel like her, like, that I think like her, but I feel like her, you know, I feel authentic as she did, you know? She would literally make her family members do interviews. Ooh, there's a fly attacked me. But she would literally make her family members do interviews. Like, I would interview them. I would be the interviewer, and I would also be I would host shows. I would film shows. I would make my sister act with me, and I would be like, hi, I'm Victoria. And as we were watching Victoria's at the time, this is my sister. You know, I would talk in my native language, but this is so, it's crazy. I would make my sister sing, and I would like film her, like not make her, like it wasn't like crazy, you know, like she would do it from her own, like she would do it out of her own free will, but she was little. She was like 3. And I was like 7, and I would be like, okay, you're so cute. You're gonna sing this song right now, and I'm gonna film you. So we have that video when we're older, and it's so nice, you know, it's cute to look back at. I would host shows, as I said. I would do it with my friends, like they were older than me. We would do it for our neighborhood. I would also do those for my family, and I would make my cousins sing. And actually, he never wanted to, oh my god, he never wanted, I wanted to make him play an instrument because, to play a violin, to go a bit deeper. I wanted to make him play a violin because he was learning to do so at the time, and then he didn't want to do it, and then I would cry and be sad. And I wanted to make them like do some like comedy and stuff, and I would teach them a dance to Salute from Little Mix, the song. Salute, and yeah. I was always a creative when it comes to things like that. I'm sharing too much right now, but that's the thing, and you probably don't care about this. Like, if I ever end up posting this and a person watches this, you probably, most likely, do not care about what I used to do as a child, but I feel like that's the point, because I used to do those things, and now I am getting through the shame of wanting to do, like, not the same things, but wanting to do the things of similar sort, wanting to share my message now, you know, like, wanting to talk to people, wanting to, like, just film and share and be so crazy uncomfortable, because there's still some shame around that. That's crazy. But please, if someone ends up watching this, and if you're still here after all this time of me yapping, I want you to know that it's okay to get back to what you wanted to do as a child, if it's good for you and others involved, if it's good for everyone, you know, involved, if it's a good thing, you know, like if you want to make some art, go make some art. If you want to host a party, like a dinner party, a little show for your family, if you want to apply for a job, if you want to apply for a school, if you want to try out a sport that you wanted to try out as a kid, or that you used to do as a kid, it's not too late to do those things. It's okay to do those things. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be ordinary. It doesn't have to be ordinary to be okay, to be good for you and for everyone. You can enjoy life now. You actually can enjoy life now. It isn't, I might feel a bit crazy, like I want to, like, try out, like, if you want to, like, try out a class and there's kids there and you're like, oh, I'm old for that, you know? But if your heart's leading you there, like, try it out. It doesn't have to be something that is, like, normal, you know? To be good. To be just, like, normalized, you know? It can feel weird. It does feel weird. It does feel uncomfortable. It does feel scary, you know? But doing the things that you wanted to do as a child without waiting for another adult for like a whole society of adults, like a whole group of adults to be like, yes, that's okay for you to do. That's something that we are all used to, you know? You don't have to be used to like these good things and to doing these things that we wanted to do as children, you know, for us to actually do them, you know? That sentence didn't make sense, but it's okay. Again, I'm not blaming the society here. I'm not being, like, judgmental, you know? I'm not being, like, why am I seeking approval? Why am I wanting to be liked, wanting to be approved of and accepted. You gotta accept yourself first, honey. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta try it out for yourself. And then it may become normalized to just do things because we like to do them. Like, that doesn't mean that you're not still wanna go wanna like go to your job, you know, and take care of stuff, and you know, like, I'm not saying like be reckless and like behave only like a child out of like not knowing anything. Like, you know better now. You do have your discernment. You can know what is maybe not the best thing to do, what is dangerous, what is like, I'm not saying like jump from something like as you would have wanted to when you were a child. No. Use your discernment. So use what you've learned in years and maybe decades, and you know, but forgot what I was trying to say. Like, use your discernment, but you can pick up a hobby. You probably can. If you're right here watching this video for such a long time, you do have a time to pick up a little hobby. It doesn't have to be like I don't know, something huge that takes up hours of your day if you don't at the moment have those hours to invest into that hobby, but do a little something, you know? An adult coloring book. And when you feel so overwhelmed, just color in your coloring book for like 3 minutes, for 5 minutes. You do have 5 minutes. You maybe would spend those 5 minutes later like crying, having a panic attack or something. This is going a bit, you know, I'm sorry for that. I'm just being a bit more unhinged right now, as I've been talking for 22 minutes, so I do feel like myself now. This is really good practice. I want to do this. I like doing this. But yeah, if you want to do something, please do it. Like, if you take anything from this video, it's, if you want to, you can go back to some of those things that you loved as a child. It doesn't have to be normalized. It doesn't have to be, you can take singing lessons just because at 50. If you are, you know, like, able to at the moment, you can, like, watch videos on YouTube to learn something, you know, about it if you want to, because why not? It doesn't have to, we are so taught that everything that we do has to either, like, give us money or give us, like, connections, like, as in, like, networking and stuff. But why? Why don't we do things just because anymore? Why don't we just like help just because, not to get help for that like later on in, how do you say that, in return? Why don't we try things out just because we want to, just because we think that will bring us joy or someone else joy? Like, I did that example, like, it's such a random example, but like, if you want to, like, if you loved to sing as a child, then like, you can like sing right now. Like, you can take up some lessons or something if you want to. Like, it doesn't have to be your career. Not everything you do has to be related to your career. Not everything you do has to get you money. And I am fully aware that we do need money. I'm not being like crazy right now. I'm not being, how do you say that, out of touch? Yeah, that's what they say. I'm not being out of touch right now. Like, you can, of course, still do the things that you need to, like, survive, but you can also do some things not only because you have to do them. Do something just because you like to do it, just because you want to do it, just because it would like make you more connected to what you are, which is love. Make you more connected to what you came from, which is love, God. Do things like that. It's so simple. We overcomplicate it so much. Which I'm also aware of. I've been talking for, I think that's my family. No? I've been talking for 25 minutes here, yapping. For the past 15 minutes, it's been kind of good. It's been kind of like, it's had like a theme. It's had a topic. It's had some substance to it. But like the first 10 minutes, it has been like probably a disaster. I've just been like, what am I talking about? Like, why am I sitting like this right now? This is me authentically. I sit like this because I think I might be like hypermobile or something. Then I tend to sit in very not so nice ways. Have my tea. Gonna go write some. Because why not? Because I developed this feeling of inadequacy in high school that I am not a good writer. Why do I have to be a good writer to write? I don't. It doesn't have to be my career. I don't have to be a published author to write for myself. So simple, yet so complicated. So simple, yet so complicated. Yeah. Most of coming back to yourself, creating yourself or finding yourself, that's the word I'm trying to find. Most of finding yourself in adulthood is just coming back to what you were as a child. Please remember that. Please remember that. And that means like the goodness, the pureness, to want to serve and help others, and to do the things that also make you feel good. That's the thing. That's my family. So thank you and bye-bye.